So that is changing very slowly in time over our lifetimes. The change is really very small and it is there, but it is very small. We have discussed very briefly the fixed objects in the sky. The stars and the people have visually identified certain patterns called the constellations. And there is another point which I should mention before we go ahead. The point and is that constellations are not real. What do I mean by this? What I mean is that the stars that we see is the constellation. For example, the stars that we see in the Orion Nebula, all of these, the stars are the stars in the belt or the stars in the sword. They are not physically associated. So the stars in the belt and all of these patterns of the stars that you see, that you make out of these stars, are not physically associated with one another. They are not located in the same place. They are actually located at the different distances from us. Okay, so it is like this, that I am an observer sitting here and earth on earth, and there could be, what we see is the projection of everything onto the sky, and there could be one star over here and another star over there. I will see them projected and they may appear nearby. Okay, so this is let us say one star, another star, and maybe another star here. They actually are quite different distances, but when I look at them on the sky, they may appear very close. Okay, so the stars that make up the constellations are not physically associated. They are typically at different distances. It may happen that one or two of them may be physically close, but typically they are at different distances and they are in no way physically connected. It may be happen that the one or two of them may be physically close, but typically they are at different distances and they are in no way physically connected with one another. They just appear to be together, and the patterns just appears to the sun. That is all. So if I go to some other star and see some other shape, I if live in some another plant any elsewhere in the universe, is at another planet elsewhere in the universe, in our own galaxy, I will see some totally different set of constellations. Okay, so there are just things that we should see on the earth, but still they have their utility because they help you identify different parts of the sky, identify objects of the sky, etc. Okay, which is why I International Astronomical Union has taken IAU. International Astronomical Union has taken the pain of the identifying 88 constellations. Okay, so we still refer to object by the constellations in which they like. The example, there is a Astromeda galaxy, which is the nearest full-fledged spiral galaxy. Okay, so it is called the Astromeda galaxy, and because it lies in the Astromeda constellations. Okay, so now in addition to these fixed wars, whose relative position remains fixed in the sky, and these are other astronomical objects which do not maintain fixed positions. These are the wanderers, and okay, and the name planet comes from there. So these objects that move around, wander on the sky, the sun, the moon, the planets, they are all seen to move on the sky relative to the fixed stars. Okay, they do not have fixed positions on the sky. So this is one very distinctive features that distinguish between the planets and the stars. The stars maintain fixed relative positions over a period of the year. You will see it in the same relative configuration, whereas the planet over a period of year would have moved the sun and the moon. They all move on the sky, okay, in addition to the rotation of the sky. Another very distinguishing feature is that the bright planets they do not twinkle, whereas the stars they twinkle. Okay, the stars they twinkle, whereas the bright planets do not twinkle. Okay, this is very distinguishing feature is that the bright planets they do not twinkle, and whereas in the stars they twinkle, and where okay, those stars they twinkle, whereas the bright planets do not twinkle.